Hi everybody, and welcome to Traveling with Russell, and welcome to a new video, and welcome to the town where I live, not in Moscow. I'm in Moscow region, and I thought today I'd take you for a walk around my very typical food market and a place where I shop almost daily. I thought it might be interesting to show you where most Russians go shopping, and not the luxury, overpriced, high-priced Moscow supermarkets. It's right behind me. We're going to go check it out together. Where I actually live is just behind the building off in the distance. I'm about a 5-minute walk from this market, and this is a very typical micro-district, which could be anywhere in Russia and anywhere here in Moscow region where we are, and lots of apartment buildings quite close together. There is a very nice children's play area just off in the distance. Now, it doesn't look beautiful today. However, we are in winter in Russia, so there's snow on the ground, there's lots of ice on the road, and it's just a matter of taking your time when you're walking. You can see a very large apartment building right here. Where we'd like to go is just in front of us here, and this is actually called a yarmarka. Now, depending on if you're from Russia or not, it translates to temporary market. However, in all the years that I've lived in this town, it's always ever been here. And really, it's a food market or rynek. So I'm always confused by the name, and it doesn't have its own name of the shopping area. I have been here and made another video quite recently. Off in the distance, those blue buildings is where I filmed the hardware market. And it's still open today, even though it looks a little bit snowed in. Let's go on inside, let's get warm, let's see what they have for sale today. If you haven't watched any of my videos before, I'm an Australian living here in Russia. I make videos on YouTube about normal life in Russia and very typical things. And this market is as typical as it gets throughout all of Russia. And I'm sure other Russians watching will agree. This looks just like the market where they live, 3,000 kilometers from Moscow or just down the road from their house. So enjoy the video, and if you want to see others on the channel, check out some playlists that I put together for you. The market is open 7 days a week from 9 a.m. till 9 p.m. and that's very normal trading hours, no matter which place you go to. Generally 9 till 9 or 10 till 10. And then this is the main trading floor, and it's actually 2 levels. However, in all the years that I've lived here, I've never been upstairs to the 2nd floor shops. And pretty much all that I've seen is the downstairs area. Now, there is a lot to take in, and I'll try to do a walk around of as many places as I can to show you nice and easily. If you break it down, this place is a shopping center, and it has one of everything. However, it's more like little market stalls with individual vendors and sellers, and it's not got any glitz and glamour to it. It has the food and products for sale, as simply as it comes, and that's it. And it's got lots of very nice, tasty food as well. In the many years that I've lived here, my wife and I shop here about every 2nd day, depending on how often we need to buy things. Lots of cheese. Each vendor, as I walk around, has different things. So you'll see here there's a lady that's got some frozen fish and packaged seafood. And then as I do the full walk around, you'll actually see that there is everything that you need for life without needing to go anywhere else. I have literally 8 supermarkets within a 15-minute walk of where we're standing. And why would I need to go to it? There's actually a beer shop here, and what they do, they sell the beer on tap. So there's 20 taps there you'll see on the back wall, and they'll actually tap the beer for you to actually take it home and drink it and enjoy it. And it's an easy way to buy craft beer or small batch beer than buying in bottled form. There is a tobacco shop. They're everywhere in Russia. I think around the world They're not going anywhere. And then different shops have different things. You'll see here that's got some spices. And they are a little bit of a mixed type of shop as you look. So you'll see one's got drinks. This one over here has got pickled vegetables and some different jams. And then the bakery, which I've been to a few times. They do actually make some of their own bread here. They're not doing it now because it's a little bit later in the afternoon, normally in the morning. And they've got some easy pastry snacks if you need something. What I'll do is I'll go for a walk around one lap and see what we can find and what they have. I wonder if this is the guy that I went to in Istra. It looks like the same guy that's got cheese products, because I went to the Istra Cheese Festival and I'm almost certain that it's the same items. Each different stall has different things, and I'll repeat that quite a few times. There's a lady here with some cottage cheese, and then there is quite a few non-food shops as well. There's one here with clothes. There's one that sells stationery and magazines and lots of books and different things. There is a gentleman over here that fixes phones. How are you going? And I think he fixes computers as well. He's got a bit of a general place here that does a little bit of everything. Now, the upstairs area on this side, again, I've never been to. I feel like I'm walking in this place for the first time. There is a shop here that predominantly has different meats. We actually get our chicken from here. They've got different types of fresh chicken. And this is all purchased by weight. So rather than buying anything that's packaged, you literally just let them know how many grams of something that you want. There's a shop with some clothes. Being that it's winter, they've got their jackets on full display now, and hats and different things. Then you can get glasses. This is a small, very simple opticians if you want to get new glasses. And then as I come around the back here, there is a garden shop which has literally everything in it and more. They have it absolutely packed full with everything that you might need for your house and garden. And there's also a lot of different things for your kitchen as well. And there is a small shop here with beauty supplies and cleaning products. It's a little bit hard. I think they've changed the entrance to this one. Well, they've combined it into two shops together. If you need different shampoos. So the whole point of this is you can come to a specific shop for just the item that you need. You don't need to traipse through an entire hypermarket, and you can get everything in one shop. Nice and easy. There is a bakery here with some bakery items and breads. They've also got a fridge with ice creams and icy poles. That's what I like to call them. I also have pilmene back there, which is essentially dumplings with meat inside. And then tucked away over here, there's a jewelry shop, or a shop with different costume jewelry. There's also some hats. There is everything. Why do I ever go to shopping centers? I'm just confused when I can come to this shop, find everything, and not need to go all the way to Moscow for something. When they've got what I need here, I can get poker chips, I can get a toy fishing rod, a chess set. They've even got some Chinese Lego. And in time for winter, they've got the blow-up tires if you want to go on the ski slopes. Generally here where we live, we just go to the main, where there's a little bit of a hill and you're good to go. There is actually another tobacco shop right here. It's really interesting as I'm walking around because quite a lot of the people here know me and recognize me. And then when I walk in with the camera, it's like they've forgotten who I am. And it's interesting, you'll get some people smiling and waving, and then the next person is just confused what I'm doing. So I hope it doesn't distract from the video too much. Let's have a look at some more of the different food stands and what they have. And the fish one here has some dried fish and smoked fish. Easy snack with some beer. There is a small stand here with some cakes. It's really interesting, they've got cakes, then they've got tea, and then they've got cold drinks in the back. And this is very normal if you go to any rynek or food market. They offer their normal selection of things, and then they've got something completely different. There's lots of nice pickled vegetables, and this is all by weight, so you just need to ask and let them know which size container that you'd like, and you can get anything you like in Russia pickled. There is no end to the item that can be pickled, and there's lots of choices. And there's a very large shop here. So the thing is, they start off as a small store, and generally they're by segments. And then over time they buy the one next door and the one next door, and they end up then with hundreds of different things in the same shop. Lots of cheese and hams, biscuits. There is everything. You can also get eggs. Now, people tell me that in the years gone by, you could buy eggs individually. Now, I don't ever see that in all the years that I've lived here. There must be places somewhere where you can get single serve eggs, all the different types of salamis. Some of these different meats are not your traditional animals. And you can see back there all the different sauces. We've also got milk in here as well. There's absolutely everything. It does amaze me every time I come in here. The vendors seem to just grow that little bit more each time. And this is the one with the fish. Not sure where the staff is. I think they're in the back. So they've got lots of canned salmon and tuna right there. And then they've got the aquariums with live fish. There's sturgeon. I'm not too sure some of these different breeds of fish, but if you're wanting fresh fish, actually the fishmonger is in the back right there, and you just let them know what you like and they'll prepare for you something. Of course, if you come here every day or every other day, you'll get used to what's in each of the different shops, and it's not such a mystery tour like I'm doing when I'm walking around, because sometimes when I walk in these shops, I get confused with the amount of choices that they have, and what you come in for generally isn't what you end up buying, and you get something totally different. There's another multi-item shop right here with lots of different things. You can get literally any type of traditional supermarket item in these sorts of shops, and also every type of drink that you might possibly want. Ice creams again. And then we come to this stand, which is selling different seasonings and dried fruit and nuts. But they also have the far end over here where they've got these different pots and barbecues for cooking food. And these are essentially where you put the fire in the bottom, and you can put the pot on top, and you can make different stews or plof type meals. These are very typical Soviet Russian things. Now, I always sometimes get confused which country they might have originated from. This looks like a kettle of some kind down here. And they also sell plates and teapots. These are very nice. These, we've got some at home ourselves. I also took some back to my mum in Australia last year. And these different pots for cooking. So you can actually put them on this outdoor barbecue right here. You can also use them on stoves at home, but it's designed around cooking outside if you want to. And have a look at all of the dried fruits that they have. There is never-ending choices. There's also some other things like raisins and dates at the back there. I think the great egg shortage of last year is well and truly over. There is more than enough available here in Russia now. There's a small shop here that's got kitchen supplies. So if you're needing yourself a new knife, you can choose in any size you like. I don't even have meat that big to need a knife that size. If you're wanting new pots and pans, there's also a gentleman here that fixes watch batteries, and he has clocks as well. And then there's a small shop that you can come in from the other side that's got slippers and shoes. It's super interesting to make this video because generally I come in here, go to the 1 or 2 places I need to, and then leave. And I won't do the full walk around like this. There is pomegranates, and actually they're also doing juice as well, which is really nice if you want fresh juice. As I'm walking around, I keep having to pause because I meet somebody that I know or someone wants to talk to me and they're curious what I'm doing and what I'm filming. Now there is quite a few different fruit and vegetable sellers, and this is the first one that's on the outside of the market, and then all the main ones are in the middle part. And again, they've got such a mix of things, so you can get some pickled vegetables back there, they've got some cooking oil, they've got some different drinks, and then also all the very normal fruits and vegetables, which is very normal. Hello. And then also every possible type of fruit that you might like, and then drinks as well. And then this is really interesting. They've got this stand here. Now it seems to get bigger every time I come in. I think they're going to take over the whole middle part of the market. And this has tea and coffee. And that's all they have is tea and coffee. And they've got literally coffee and tea from everywhere in the world. They do have some drinks as well, which I'm not sure why they want to just keep adding different things. Stick to what you know and you're good. However, have a look at the selection of coffee here. Of course, we can go to supermarkets, we can go to hypermarkets, and we can find these. But this is 5 minutes from my house, quite literally. I could almost see it from the window if we weren't facing the other direction. You'll see all of the Western brands. Now, coffee isn't produced in Russia, it's all imported. So everything that you see here, even if it says on the packaging that it's from Russia, it's imported. There's lots of different types of tea as well. Now, of course, there's a few recognizable brands, and then there's some that are not so recognizable, depending on how much of a tea and coffee fanatic you are. But it's just staggering the amount of choices in a very typical regional food market. I don't have to go to Moscow to buy this. I just need to walk 5 minutes from my house. There did used to be a jewelry shop here, and it's been closed for a couple of years now, and I'm curious why nobody has leased this shop. Maybe they signed a very long lease and it's not over, and that's why it's not been replaced. There is actually also a camping and outdoor shop here, and they just put all their stuff outside, and then when they close in the evening they bring it back in again. And this has outdoor items, fishing items, and who needs to go to a shop on the other side of Moscow? Again, when there's something literally where I live. There's not a lot of fishing to be done nearby. We don't have a river or anything like that. But there's all of the items, all of the brands, and everything that you possibly need. We don't need Superman, we've got Supermax. I'm not actually going to go upstairs to the second level, but there is quite a few different shops up there. And I have never been up there to have a look at what they have, because I've never needed anything that's not available on this lower level. There's a shop here that's got wool and material. So if you want to make your own clothes, you can. And then this one over here has all sorts of glassware and crystal. It's actually a really nice shop. Very bright and shiny. If you need perhaps something for yourself or for a gift. They've even got gift bags. I'm pretty sure most things that they sell here people would buy for presents for people. Seems to be the way. They're starting to get some holiday decorations out as well. They even have bedding here. I'm going to say it again. I do come in here quite often, but I don't fully walk around every shop. I always remember what's in here, but I never look so closely. I've been here many times to this photo developing shop to do my documents and papers, and they can print things out. This shop here is actually quite new, and they have all sorts of Asian things, and definitely things that are not from Russia. They've got lots of noodles. Actually, there's hundreds of them. I briefly looked in this recently, but I didn't have a good look around. So if you want any types of different Korean noodles, I guess from China as well, they have it. They've also got lots of imported candy and sweets, and maybe from China or Japan. They've even got Prime here. I don't know if that's original or not. It's got the Russian label on it. Has it? Or is it in English? It's from a very famous YouTuber. If anybody knows about the product, have a look at all the different candy at the small shop where you can get photocopying done and photo developing. They've got this little display here on the outside wall with some very old cameras. And I think a lot of these are Russian made cameras, but super interesting. And I know this has been here for a lot of years, and I can see even just from the dust on it as well, whoever perhaps owns this or runs this place, they've got lots of old models of cameras. Just really interesting, and keeping in tune with the shop itself. So whoever the owner is, obviously, maybe is a collector themselves. I will say that most markets like this that you come to, or Rinnoks, are not always beautiful. However, they do the job. They're practical. They have what you need for life, and everything is available. And literally 5 minutes from where I live, I've got a pharmacy. I've got a shop with items for pets. Actually, I've never been in here before because I've never needed to come and buy anything. But have a look at all the choices. There's actually probably more pet food in here than if you went to a normal supermarket. And just the amount of variety. And this is the main thing with these Rinnoks that I'm trying to show in this video, is the small individual shops specialize in a certain item. So you'll see here, this one has lots of linen and sheets and towels. And if you need something like that, you can come here. Very easy. There's another clothing store right there. And then another shop that's got personal care items and all the different washing powders, even wraps for your cooking. And we have shops like this with more choices than supermarkets will generally have. And it's just fascinating, perhaps if you've never been to Russia, to understand this, and how many small shops are in this one building. The one here with biscuits and cakes and lots of snacks. And if you want tea biscuits, there is plenty of choices. Even some fresh cakes as well. And then we come to the main central part, which is pretty much where I spend most of my time when I would come in here, either at the butcher's or some of these different fruit markets. And you can see most of them don't have large stock. They just have a box or two of each item. They sell through it, and then they get another delivery. And it's as simple as that. They don't need to overstock the place. They don't need to have things piled up and stocked up. And then right here in the middle is the main fruit and vegetable part. But again, they've got lots of other things tucked in to the stalls. I like how they've got the artificial leaves on the roof. It's really nice. Lots of choices of mandarins. Okay, I just had to change over the settings because of the lighting. I don't like that flickering light that comes about. Now, the one thing that I'm not pointing out in videos like this is the pricing. Because of the seasonality of fruits and vegetables in Russia, there is going to be higher prices for things out of season, and of course lower prices in season, if that makes sense. So if I want fresh strawberries today, I can buy them. However, I'm paying much higher prices. They've got a few pumpkins right here, and of course all of the normal staple foods as well, along with peas and carrots. It's such a contrast with the different things that they've got in each shop. The main thing, I can walk from my house here literally in 5 minutes, and I'm going to say it over and over because it's true. I don't have to go that far. All of the normal cooking items. They've got the Christmas pasta already right here. Plenty of choices of sauces as well. If you need some sunflower seeds by the bag, they have more than enough. And then just all of the staple food items, along with all the drinks holding up the stands. And then we have the butchers. So there's the one that I go to either here, and the one that I go to over here on the left. Now, I know he said he doesn't want to be on the video, so I'll be very polite to him as I walk by. And all of the nice meats. Now, of course, not everything is going to look exactly like the supermarkets and beautiful, and I know that. And I feel like I'm apologizing for that, but I don't think it's really necessary to do that. That's the way that these markets are, and I think anywhere in the world it would be very much the same, and what they have on offer. And you know, literally, you come here, you get what you need, and you head home in a few minutes. I normally finish my videos walking outside the building. However, it's dark outside now. I actually met a couple of friends here, and we've chatted for about 2 hours. We hadn't seen each other in a while, and it was nice to catch up with some friends here in the same shop. Actually, quite a few people do recognize me and know me from coming here often, so it's a little bit harder to make a video and come, make the video and get home. My wife actually called me because I needed to bring milk home, and she was wondering where I was for so long as well. I really hope you've enjoyed this video and this tour of a Russian typical food market, or a rynek. I think most people know it by that name if you're living here in Russia and watching the video. And if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. That would be very nice. Also post a comment, let me know what you think. How does this compare to a food market where you live in your country? How does it compare perhaps to the selection of food and choices? Is there more or less here in Russia? And this is just one market in the town where I live. I'm 50 kilometers from Moscow. If we were literally to get in a car now, we could be there in less than an hour with a bit of traffic. And I don't need to go to large shopping centers and hypermarkets to do my daily shopping, or even for things that I need in my daily life here in Russia. And I think this shop and this video proves that a little bit as well. So I hope you found it interesting in that way. If you want to join me on Telegram, the link to that is right here. I do post lots of daily content about my life outside of making YouTube videos, so you can follow me. And if you want to see an old video, I'll put one up for you right now, and you can keep traveling with Russell. Okay, everybody, I'm off on another adventure. Bye.